How you doing, everybody? It's Jay Nanda, San Antonio Metal Music Examiner with Access.com, coming to you from Fitzgerald's Bar in downtown San Antonio. Very special night. Some of Vancouver, British Columbia's finest. Art of Dying taking part in their very first headlining United States tour, and that includes right here tonight at Fitzgerald's. Say hello to vocalist Johnny Hetherington, guitarist Tavis Stanley, bassist Cale Gontier.
Hey.
Gentlemen, welcome. How you doing?
Thanks for having us.
Welcome to San Antonio.
Yeah.
Hell yeah!
Happy to be here.
Fuck yeah! Excited for this.
Back in Texas, baby.
Absolutely, and they just released, what was it, last Friday, 7 days ago? An EP called Nevermore, which was on the follow-up of an incredible album that was released late last year called Rise Up. They got tremendous music. Man, where to start with you guys? Just talk about, I know the tour just started not too long ago, but like I said, it's their first U.S. headlining tour. Just talk in general about how excited you are to be on the road.
It's great, man. We started the tour last day of August, so yeah, we've been out here for a couple weeks. Seems like already a couple months. Can't really tell right now. It's been like a year.
It's a whirlwind. Fucking 12 days. Start
Right.
Yeah, it's awesome. We're doing like six shows a week, so it's a good schedule, you know, and we're having fun, man. But Texas is always, as you know, Texas is one of our favorite spots.
Yeah.
So we just always love being here. We always spend at least a week in Texas. So
6 shows in a row. How do you keep your voice in shape, Johnny?
magic.
Lots of beer, right?
Yeah, I might even start smoking again.
We'll talk about, you know, the fact that you guys just released an EP, like I said, less than a year after Rise Up came out. I mean, you're still riding momentum from Rise Up. What was the line of thinking, whoever wants to take this question, about releasing the EP last Friday?
You know, we just wanted to have something for this tour. We were kind of in a spot where we left 11/7, and Rise Up is still pretty fresh, right? But we had this tour, and we're indie now. We control everything, so we had a bunch of songs sitting around that we just sort of rushed to finish it up, and just sort of put it out. So we just had some new music to bring on.
Yeah, we need to make, you know, the fans, we want them to always have our freshest, newest music. And when we're on tour, it's exciting to hold that CD in your hands and, you know, sign it for people.
We write our ass stuff too. We got lots of tunes, right? So we're sort of going on. Excitement of the song.
Even with airplanes going by, it's all good because they're going to be rocking the house tonight. But yeah, so many great songs over all your albums. Started with Vices and Virtues back in, God, what year was that? 2011,
yeah.
Which we were talking about a little while ago, Johnny and I, about the fact that I was there from one of your first shows in San Antonio.
Really?
The Avalanche tour at the Alamo Dome.
That. Yeah,
when
that
Art of Dying opened with, was it Stone Sour, Theory of a Dead Man, and Hailstorm.
Yeah.
Art of Dying opened that show. That was a kick-ass, and that was your intro to San Antonio.
That was our first show in San Antonio.
Yeah.
Pretty small venue, right?
At the Alamo
I
Dome.
remember that we were playing frisbee or football backstage. The backstage was like, you know, 300 feet long, and you know, this had the Theory of a Dead Man stuff.
For those of you that he is being sarcastic because the Alamo Dome is the largest structure in San Antonio. What an introduction to you guys for being in Texas.
Where do you go from there?
Yeah, well, what do you remember about that show? How much did that tour do for you guys from where you are today?
You know, those years, honestly, for me, are a bit of a blur. Just because we were doing so many. We did. I think we're the only band to ever do back-to-back Avalanche tours. Mm-hmm. So we did another Avalanche tour right after that. We did an Uproar tour in between with Avenged Sevenfold and those guys. And so we were just, you know, we put out Vices of Virtues and we were just on the road and heads spinning and, you know, just trying to focus on the show each night. So I remember we had dinner down on the Riverwalk that night, right? Down under the, maybe Mexican place or something.
Rings a bell,
Yeah.
So, you know, it's shows like that, the firsts, that, you know, you're always like, you can't do them again. It's so special.
So, Cale, or Travis, you know, how do you guys feel you've grown as a band from that point to where you are today, musically, touring-wise? How much has Art of Dying grown?
You know, I think we're growing all the time. It's amazing. You know, I think we're better musicians and better writers now. Obviously, just we've been doing it full time for the last, you know, it's been 9 years that we've all been singing and playing together. But you know, it's just kind of it's the slow build, right? Like you just said, I think doing all those bigger festival shows back at that time, and then we'll go out and do a headline and run, and then just keep it rolling.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And we're always building and growing. I think we still are right now, you know. And the main thing is we just have a blast doing it. We love, you know, touring together, and it's fun.
Yeah, I mean, we don't really think about it consciously, but we always try to just, write as many songs as we can and pick the best ones. And I think from, Vices to Rise Up to the Nevermore album too, we just kind of have something, there's a congruency, but something different to offer, on every album. So we're just trying to just, not put out the same thing twice, but, stick with who we are.
And you find your little niche along the way. The crack that you get into. And we got into this one with Mark Holman, the producer of Nevermore, and we just really enjoyed that crack. That's the one we found it in the last couple of years. So it's exciting, to grow and to make new music. That's not, it's very Rise Up is so different from Vices. And Nevermore is so different from Rise Up, so it's nice to do that.
Well, go ahead.
I was just gonna say it's like capturing a moment in time. When we make a record, it's kind of the way we always look at it and describe it, and that's exactly what it is. Rise Up sounds like that 3 months we spent in the fucking studio under an overpass downtown Jersey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rough times.
Well, I'm definitely looking.
Hard times.
I'm definitely looking forward to seeing the show tonight, because this will be the first time I've seen you since that Avalanche tour 5 years ago. So, I mean, you guys have so many great songs. A lot of you probably know Art of Dying from the fact that they were on Disturbed's label, and of course, your first single, Die Trying. But just the music has progressed, in my opinion, ever since then. I mean, you got so many songs: Best Won't Do, Tear Down the Walls, Sorry, Get Through This. Could go through a list of a ton of songs on the new album, or the new EP, All or Nothing, the title track, Nevermore, Torn Down.
Yeah.
Kick it. I mean, hopefully you'll be playing a lot it's tough tonight.
We started the set with All or Nothing,
Yes.
right? And it's nice to have that fresh sort of, crushing riff right off the top. And say, here we're back, and this is what it's like in 2016. Yeah.
So I know you're not on Disturbed's label anymore, but there's so many connections still. And what did that do for boosting your career from the outset, almost from the outset?
I think everything, man. That was our big break, to have Dan Donegan hear the record, the indie record, and be like, I love you guys, and then bring us on the road with them, as kind of a test run to see how we were live. And he liked it, and so did David, and that was it, So without that break, I mean, we'd still be doing what we're doing, but not at that level, That took us from Canada to America. That took us,
That was a big change.
American management and label, and Warner Brothers. I don't think it's kind of unheard of for rock bands to get signed to major labels. Even in 2010, 2009. Even around that time, it's tough. Like, there's not a lot of Warner Brothers, Universal, those big majors aren't really signing a lot of rock stuff. So we were one of the last of that generation, I think, that got grandfathered in with Dan and Dave.
And Johnny, you've been here since day one, but is it true that I read somewhere that the crux of your band, the first time you played together on stage, was that opening show with Disturbed, maybe in Europe somewhere?
It's almost true. We actually met these guys in Toronto, Cale and Tavis, and I was in Vancouver, so that's like LA to New York, right? So we booked a tour to get ready for the Disturbed tour, and it was just a Western Canadian tour, and we sent the songs, and these guys learned them in Toronto.
We went to a jam space, me and Kale, and just spent 4 or 5 hours getting together, playing along with CD, and had our shit together. And then
they flew out. The rest of us drove out from Vancouver. We met in Calgary, Alberta, which is actually, funny enough, where I'm from. My brother lives in Calgary, so.
Played the university.
Yeah, played out at the University of Calgary. We just took an extra long sound check to kind of get to know each other on stage.
Yeah.
And that's when the magic. I'll never forget that. We hopped up on stage. We didn't know each other, never played together, really. So it was kind of a strange moment. And then we just, you get up to your mic and you start singing a little bit, and then we started harmonizing, and that's when I realized how much vocal ability both Cale and Tavis just bring to what they're doing. And we started singing 3-part harmonies together, and it was just like, hairs standing up, and you're just like, oh, that's the money spot.
Yeah.
So that was the magic, and then we just went on tour, and they joined the band shortly after that, and then we went out with Disturbed.
Yeah, and the other Disturbed connection is that they're managed by JBM Management, who manages a local band here called The Taking, which is one of the opening acts here tonight. Good friends with those guys.
That's cool.
Here opening for Art of Dying. Of course, if you recognize Cale's last name, Gantier, of course, cousins with Adam Gantier, who you know is the former lead singer of 3 Days Grace, currently the lead singer in Saint Asonia, who has guested on one of your songs, I believe. Raining. Dan
Yeah.
Donegan has, who you mentioned, has guested on one of your songs.
Yeah.
So you guys have
Double
had.
heavyweights, right?
Yeah, that's what I was
Pretty
about to
cool.
say. You've had a lot of star power backing in your corner, which has to be, a lot of bands can't claim
We
that.
tried to get Eminem to do a rap interlude on Nevermore, but managers didn't work out.
Now that
Our
would have been.
people, his people. You know.
That would have been outstanding. But yeah, I mean, that's got to be.
We're
Obviously, you
fortunate
didn't
in
have very many strings to pull to get Adam on your song, but that had to be a big coup.
Yeah, it was great. I was really proud of that and happy that that could happen. It's like one of the life goals. Me and Adam are super tight, and always have been. It's a pretty small world, the whole music business, when you're out playing as much as we have been. Like you said, you see a lot of the same people, and yeah, Danny's one where he's like a big brother to us.
Yeah.
Adam, his family, he was happy to do that.
Yeah. And, I also wanted to ask you about your song Everything was used on a mini documentary out there. Art of Dying really teamed up for a cause that is should be shed light on about homelessness in youths and teenagers. Check that out. It was very moving, enlightening. Go check it out. One of their songs, Everything, like I said, was used on a mini documentary, shedding light on a problem that a lot of people don't think about or know about or are aware of. And of course, homelessness is a big general problem throughout the world, but this was focusing on teens and youths, preteens that are homeless. How did you guys hook up with that? How much involvement did you have with that? Talk about the organization that teamed up with you guys.
Yeah, man, we're really proud of that. And to go back to the actual video, first time I watched the final cut, I was in tears. It was just that song is so important for us, and then to have it married with these three kids in the documentary, talking about their homelessness situations, and how I won't spoiler alert, but I won't ruin it. But these kids are on a journey, and it's a pretty special little piece of visual and audio, and we hooked up with Urban Street Angels, who are a group in San Diego. They're doing a lot of good work to get to kind of get kids off on their feet. One of the big hashtags that came out of that was hand up instead of a handout. A lot of people don't realize, I guess, that if you are homeless, one of our major diehards has been in and out of homelessness. So we're connected to her through, we'll find out through our diehard community, like, oh my God, she's running tough times, and that's kind of been a big theme for Art of Dying is our community, the diehards, help each other out. When someone's not doing too well, the other diehards will get in there and support them, and I think that's just natural for us. I don't know, we all kind of do that with each other as a band, as friends, and then now we can extend that kind of people helping people vibe through our music. What's better than that?
Yeah, it's a mini documentary. Like I said, go check it out. It's basically located on the west coast of the U.S., spotlighting three teenagers and preteens who have been homeless for months on end. They were given cameras to document their experience to the backdrop of Art of Dying's music. Fantastic, hard-hitting, heavy stuff. Guys, we're going to let you go. The show's about to take place tonight. Art of Dying on their U.S. headlining tour. Anything else fans should know out there about the new music, the tour, anything you want to say about it? Go.
I think everything is at artofdyingmusic.com. We got new merch, new music, and
Yeah, we started our own label now, right? We're just doing it all ourselves, hands-on. We just got added to Octane a couple days ago, so the new single, Torn Down, is coming at you real soon.
And that label is what? Better Noise Records?
Vices and Virtues.
Vices and
Music.
Virtues. Vices and Virtues music. Excellent. All right, guys. Thanks so much for taking the time. They got a show to get ready for here in San Antonio, Texas. Go check out their tour dates. Art of Dying, kick-ass music.
Thanks.
Tavis, thank you so much.
Pleasure.
Kale.
Appreciate it.
For Art of Dying, this is Jay Nanda, San Antonio Metal Music Examiner with Access.com, reminding you, don't hang them out to dry. Hold them up high.
I love it.